Okay, it is November 7th, 2020, and it's 12:05 in the afternoon. The COVID-19 numbers still haven't come out. I expected that today. I expect it tomorrow. They're working with a skeleton crew. It's kind of like the people at Davis Public Schools that are the teachers for home learning. They're overwhelmed. Almost everyone I know, in one way or another, is overwhelmed. So what I'm going to do is give you a little bit of information to help you with what is coming up. And that is going to be the title of today's program. What happens now is basically what the title is going to be. Let me find me something and write that down, actually. I will tell you just a second, folks. If you're paying attention right now, they're declaring Joseph Biden the winner of the presidential race. Will it stand? I don't know. I'm not God. I don't know what the future holds, but I will say this. Trump is not going to just lay down and take it. Rudy Giuliani, his personal attorney, is probably, if not one of, maybe the most successful lawyer in the United States of America. He has a brilliant legal mind. The only individual I personally know that would probably be a better attorney than him is my friend and lawyer, L.D. Oliphant. D is a genius. There's no getting around that. He's extremely successful. He just doesn't lose. He understands all the foibles that go into a lawsuit or into a criminal defense. Rudy Giuliani is of his ilk. So what is going to happen? Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. They're bringing forth witnesses. They have multiple witnesses. They have video of pollsters cheating. The election was stolen, folks. And, you know, Commie Law Harris and Senile Joe, they're patting themselves on the back. Nancy Pelosi's patting herself on the back. They're referring to him now as president-elect. And they've made the statement January 21st, if we have to use military might, there will be no trespassers in the White House. I have a feeling, and I believe Dana Coverstone's dreams were real. I don't think he made anything up. But if it's prophetic at all, I believe when he saw in December and January UN troops on American soil, that might have something to do with what this election has been about. I believe that right now we're in a fight for the very heart and soul of our nation. You know, it's like AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, made the statement that proper socialism has not been tried yet. It got tried in the school systems. Let me explain how. There are no winners or losers at sporting events. Everybody gets a trophy. Everybody gets a ribbon. Everybody wins. Well, I'm going to explain the reality of that. What that did is that developed a couple of generations, or at least one generation, of individuals who have to go to a safe place because their feelings are hurt. I'm talking about 18-year-olds. When I was 18 years old, myself and everybody else I knew were in uniform. Didn't have a choice, really. 18 and 19-year-olds going to war. 18 and 19-year-olds having to learn responsibility that quick, because that's part of the process of becoming an adult. And the problem we have right now in this nation is we have a bucket load of people that have no clue, no idea what actual responsibility is. The Democrats have been stealing hand over fist in the government for so long. So have a lot of Republicans. But this isn't about Republican versus Democrat. This is about good versus evil. Make no mistake about it. That is what this election is and was about. You know, Ross Perot, when he was running for president, talked about the Republican dirty tricks department, and the reason he put that out like that was because of Richard Milhouse Nixon spying on people that he felt were his enemies. It's just it's almost mind-boggling, except that I've seen this coming for a long time. And no, I'm not a prophet. I'm not any kind of spiritual guru. I'm not someone that sees into the future. I don't. But I'm an analyst. I've made money a lot of my adult life being an analyst of different kinds. I was a really good criminal investigator. And so, due to the fact that I'm an inductive reasoner and I see the overall picture and then have to come to a solution, and when I say I see the overall picture, I see both sides of every issue immediately. It makes it hard for me to deal with some things. It makes it aggravates my wife the way I think and do things, because she's a totally deductive reasoner. I'm not. I'm an inductive reasoner, which is a very rare commodity. It actually is. Arthur Conan Doyle, the guy that wrote the Sherlock Holmes stuff, I think that's who did it, was an inductive reasoner, and so he made Sherlock Holmes be the king of deductive reasoners. That's pretty much my forte in life, is seeing everything and figuring it out later. So what is going to happen now? This is what I foresee. I foresee many people within the Republican Party will begin scurrying for cover just like a cockroach, because they did not stand by the president. He offended them too. Those are Republicans in name only. Republicans believe that as a taxpayer, you deserve to keep more of your money. Democrats believe most of your money needs to go to this union, go to the government, so that they, in their wisdom, can go ahead and decide how your money needs to be spent, both for you and everybody else. It's about power. In socialist nations, that is what transpires constantly. people are robbed of their production. Jack Ma, who is a Chinese multi-billionaire, has seen his fortunes wane considerably in the last year period because the Chinese government's taking more and more of it. So you're going to see this big fight take place legally. If Trump had been declared the absolute automatic winner, there would have been blood running in the street. There's still going to be blood running in the street. What do I mean by that? I mean that the ne'er-do-wells are they're just going to enforce the idea at gunpoint, violent point, whichever way they've got to do it. They're large and in charge, and we're nothing. There's my wife's rooster letting us know that he agrees. He's right through that wall right there. It is not going to bode well for our nation. So what I suggest you do is make sure you got plenty of toilet paper. Get over there and hoard that toilet paper. Plenty of food. Have a weapon or two or three that you can defend yourself with, because you're going to have to before it's all over with. Right now, during the month of November, the legal challenges are going to be launched. This is November 7th. By the end of the month, it's going to be an extreme turmoil. When December rolls around, it's not going to be much of a Christmas. It's really not. I'm about ready to take my gun and shoot through that wall. I bet I could hit him just from the noise. There's two of them going off now. The big one is the gentler one, and the younger one is the one that's aggressive and mean. Getting back on the subject. You're going to have to prepare yourself. Dana Coverstone made the statement, brace yourself, brace yourself, brace yourself. He had these dreams of a calendar and a finger doing that, and then one of them, boom, and the calendar just shatters. Will it happen that way? I don't know. It is through interpretation that if what he dreamed is from God will come about. Maybe it was. I'm not going to say it was. I'm not going to say it wasn't. But I need to say this. If you're not prepared and your inner strength is not fired up and ready to deal with it, you will be drowned. You'll be sucked under the water and you will drown, figuratively. We're in for a very tumultuous ride right now. Now, I love you, I do. I love everybody I come across. I didn't used to be that way, but I am that way now. And I worry for everybody, and I pray for everybody. That's the one thing I'm best at. And this is a guy that is good at just about everything I put my hand to. My wife and I had a talk about that night before last. We were watching a Star Trek Discovery, and there's a Trill, which is a race of beings. They're not human, and they have a symbiote that invades their body, and they have all the collective memories of everybody that symbiote's lived inside. And this kid on there is playing a cello, and I got to thinking, and I was telling my wife, and you know, I play cello, I play bass violin, I play violin, or I used to. My hand's probably out of shape to do it. Play bass guitar, I play guitar, period. If it's got strings, I play it. I played a saxophone, played a trumpet, a bugle. I play keyboards, not just piano, but synthesizer, keyboards of any kind. I play it, and I do it well. I sing really well. It surprised my wife in church here a year ago or 2 years ago. sat down, it just blew her mind at what was coming out of my mouth. The thing that bothers her is that I'm disinterested in doing any of it. Once I accomplish something, it's over. I'm a chronic overachiever. Now, why am I bringing this up? Simply put, I've seen the handwriting on the wall. I've been preparing for it for a long time, for most of my life. And I'm telling you, because of all the varied things that I have expertise in, I have a somewhat larger view than most people. But why am I telling you all this stuff? I'm not bragging, I'm really not. It's to let you know the one thing I do better than everything else I do. That's prayer. I rarely pray for myself, but I pray for other people constantly. And it appears that those prayers are answered. I believe, I have faith those prayers are answered. I'm praying for our nation right now. I'm praying for you if you watch this. And before I shut down, I want to get a shout out to my brother Michael Paul, my brother John, my mom Lori. They're all up north. I can't get to them. I love you. Please stay safe, and please have faith that things are going to be fine, and they are, folks. Well, that's it for this podcast, or this vlog, VLOG. Remember, as Alf says, be kind. Bye.